You are now tuned in to Chicago Red TV, where reality is alleged and all things alleged could be reality. Hey, Redheads. Thank you for coming and watching another episode of Chicago Red TV. I am your favorite girl from the Midwest, Chicago Red. And I hope as you came into this episode that you liked the video and maybe subscribe. No pressure. No pressure. But it would be nice if you subscribe. It's okay. But like the video, please. It helps me in the algorithm, okay? And other people who like this particular content, they're made aware that I did this content too. So yeah, just, do your part. I'm doing my part, do your part. But today we will be discussing I.A.G farms, and this episode, this video is titled, "We Took a Big Risk, but It Paid Off." This was done 8 days ago. Trust me, I have been trying to do this video 8 days ago. Yeah. But in this video, I'm not playing the whole video. As you see, I have it queued up for the 5-minute and 28-second marker. That's where I want to start. And I probably won't go beyond this point. So from 5 minutes and let's say 5:30, from 5:30 to about maybe about 10 is what I want to discuss. But in this particular part, Tim talks about socialization of adults and his children. And it's regarding a trip that they took a couple of weeks ago when they went to get the pigs. And the family that they got the pigs from, they homeschool their children. And as you know, or if you don't know, Meg and Tim, they homeschool their boys, their 3 boys. And I have my opinions about it, and my opinions are my opinions. They don't necessarily, they're not always steeped in, I shouldn't say that. They are steeped in some facts, but they're still my opinions. And I will share that with you. But let's first watch this little piece of the video, and then I'll get into my commentary. Let's do this.
Hit them. It's I.A.G Farms. It's all about God. As y'all can see, we're loaded up, getting ready to head on another journey. But today is going to be a short journey. And I explained to y'all where we're going and why we're going. Because as y'all saw, it might not have been the last video, maybe the video before last. We went and picked up feeder hogs. And y'all know, we've explained to y'all what a feeder hog is. A feeder hog is a hog that you buy in the spring, and you raise it from spring to fall, and then you send them to freezer camp. We call it helping them fulfill their calling, to put food on our table, and also food on other people's table that are in need, or just people that are neighbors that we just want to love on. And so we have feeder hogs on this trailer here on the cattle hauler, and we call these breeders. So you have breeders, which are the hogs that we breed. But those hogs take about 2 years to reach. Like once they're born, they take about 2 years to get the full size until it's time to butcher them. But these hogs here, they only take 6 months. And so sometimes when we don't have a whole lot of pigs that we bred, babies that we even actually farrowed on farm, we'll buy feeder pigs to make sure that we have meat in our freezer. I don't know why I can't talk this morning. To make sure we have meat in our freezer. And so that's our plan with them. But our plan was to get 6, because six feeder hogs, but they didn't have 6. The amazing family that we went to, that y'all saw, like they were amazing. Like it was a super blessing, to spend time and fellowship with them. And like I say, if we wouldn't have gotten any hogs, or we would have had to spend $1,000, it would have been worth it just to meet that family and to fellowship with them. And that's the type of socialization. We talked about it, because they're a homeschool family. We're a homeschool family. They're Christians and believers. We're Christians and believers. It's like we're so much alike. And it's like this farm vision is such a blessing because we meet people like that we never would have met in our everyday life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the type of socialization that we want to have for ourselves as adults, because adults need to be socialized the right way too, not just kids. Sometimes, we talk about the socialization of homeschool kids, and we need to be talking about the socialization of adults, that are in everyday life, going to these workplaces that are like toxic and all those type of things. But anyway, I won't get into it too far. But anyway, that's the type of socialization that we desire for our kids to have, because we kind of talked about how we don't want our kids to be raised by other 5-year-olds at school. We want to raise our kids, or we don't want our kids to be socialized or developed by other 5-year-olds. We want them to be raised by us. It's God's will for us to raise our children, not to put them off on teachers and put them off on after school programs. And I know sometimes, we don't have a choice, but we do. Because Megan and I had to make a decision. We made some hard decisions, and people thought we were crazy. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about like family and things like that. When we took our kids out of public school, we took them out of private school, and we started homeschooling them. And at that time, Megan was still working full time, and we downsized her hours, to where she started working part time. And I just quit my job altogether, and I went full time on the farm, and we started pursuing this vision and this mission that we felt like the Lord wanted us to be on, to homeschool our kids, to build and develop a farm so that we can have enough to give to those who have need. And we were still ministering in the city at that time, and so I was full-time pastoring as well. But anyway, so we got feeders on the trailer, and we mix.
Okay. So, as he said, they've decided as a family to homeschool their boys, and I don't have a problem with anybody homeschooling their children. My concern with their homeschooling, or their method of homeschooling, is that in some cases, not most cases, but in some cases where children are homeschooled, at least they have other children outside of their home that they can go and socialize with. They can go outside and have fun with other children that don't necessarily live in the house. And I don't quite understand not wanting your kids to be socialized by 5-year-olds. First of all, I don't even know how that's possible, because as the parent, as a parent who's basing how you live your life, how you parent, how you do work, how you do anything, all of that is steeped in Jesus and the church. If that's what you're basing it on, and if that's how your faith is, then shouldn't you have faith in the things that you're teaching your children, and that they would be able to take those lessons and apply them to their socialization? I mean, to me, when you say it like that, you don't have faith. You don't trust your faith. You're trying to play God in this situation. And what you're doing is you're creating children who will at some point go out into the world, because how else will they survive? How will they live? They will go out into the world and have no idea how to socialize. They will have no idea how to. You understand what? I know you all understand what I'm saying. So that just bothered me. And then when he said adults need to be socialized, yes, they do. But you don't do that. You, especially not your wife. Your wife is at home all the time with those children and you. So there's no outside socialization. I never see him taking her on dates. I never hear them talking about they've been on a date. You got Grandma Lily, your mother, living down the street. She can come and take the kids. You could take the kids to her. You have other family members. You have sisters. Where is Megan's family? That's what I want to know. Where are her parents? Does she have siblings? Where are her aunts, uncles? We never, ever hear them discuss Megan's family. The first time I ever heard anyone mention anything about anybody in her family was an episode or two ago, when Tim was working on the barn, quote unquote, and he was talking about the Eagles hat. This was right after the Super Bowl, and one of the boys had on an Eagles hat, and the Eagles hat, Tim received it from Megan's father, and I was like, oh, okay, so you do know her people, because I just, like I told you before in my previous I.A.G video, I just came into knowing these people over a year ago. I started watching in late 2023. It is now almost March 2025. When I first started watching them, they had just gotten the mobile home delivered. That's when I first started paying attention. So that's how long ago. But not long enough to have gotten the history, and I have not binged watched all of their videos, and I'm not going to. There are enough content creators out there that have the knowledge and will educate you on the sales family and how they got to where they are now, um, just based on the videos that they've shared. But anyway, back to the socialization. But yeah, he mentioned adults need to be socialized too. But if we're being honest, the way he socializes is not healthy. He was kicked out of Home Depot. He doesn't want to work because he doesn't want to take direction. And I understand that. You know, a lot of entrepreneurs decide to become entrepreneurs because they want to be their own boss. I get that. But in his case, he doesn't know how to socialize. And so I think that what they're doing, although can be in many ways is good for the children, it can also be to their detriment, is how I feel. Um, I think that Tim Jr., Titus, Noah, and eventually Benjamin, when he's old enough, when when he starts to um, get up there with his brothers, they only have themselves, and that's not a bad thing. That's not bad at all. But you still need to know how to have relationships with people outside of your family. I mean, I wholeheartedly just believe that. I just do. I don't I don't think that homeschooling is a problem when your children are also involved in other activities outside of the home. Like the boys, I don't hear them talking about the boys being in what's that called, Pop Warner. I don't hear them talking about the boys being on um, Pee Wee Pee Wee Pee Wee team baseball. I don't hear them talking about that. Um, and not they have plenty of room on their land where the boys can run around. That's not the issue. But my concern is put these boys in something. They don't need to just learn trades. They don't need to just learn how to be carpenters. They need to do other things. Yeah, you can build a house, but you haven't been socialized, or you haven't been trained to know how to socialize with people to put somebody in the house other than yourself. So yeah, that was just one of my issues. So the family that they talked about getting the pigs from, it was a Caucasian family. It was a mother and a father. I think it was three children. I can't remember if it was a mix of boys and girls, but they were in there. They were teenagers. They were older. In fact, they have grown children. And I believe the mother said she homeschooled all of them. But, and I could be wrong, I get the feeling that these kids also had extracurricular activities outside of the home, out off of the land that they own, the property. Um, and another thing, and Charlie B mentioned this. Charlie B Bizarroville is his channel. He mentioned that, was it him? Yeah, it was him. The difference between Megan and that wife and mother of that other farm, she had on her skirt. She looked like she at least put in some effort to look halfway decent. Megan every day looks like she don't care. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with not caring, but can can you care just a little bit? I mean, just a tinge. Just care a little bit. Zhuzh it up just a little bit because you're starting to look like the boys. The only reason I know that you are not one of the boys is because your hernia is sticking out of your belly. And I'm glad that you're going to get that taken care of in another month or so. I know it's in April, but it's the start of March, so I don't know what part of April. So we're going to say a month to a month and a half, or maybe two, maybe at the end of April. But nonetheless, I just want those little boys because I think they are so adorable. They're so they are very well mannered. I mean, well, they have manners. My goodness, very well behaved. But how long is that gonna last in these conditions? I have my concerns. But that's it for now, guys. Have you liked the video? Have you subscribed to the channel? Go ahead and do that. I'll wait. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you. And feel free to share this video. Um, I have something else I wanted to say, but I can't think of what it is. So since I can't think of what it is, I'm just gonna say bye. Well, not, I have my signature bye bye, but we'll get to that. But remember to like the video, subscribe, and thank you for watching another episode of Chicago Red TV. Bye bye.